Awesome. 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 How's it going? How's everyone doing today? Good morning. Happy Friday. It feels good to be Friday. Pretty happy about it. Everything sound good? Yeah, I think we're good. Check through all this. Good, good, good. All right. How's everyone doing today? Mustafa, Steven, RNKSBT. What should I call you? RNKSBT. Nick, Spy Week. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Henry, JJ. Good morning, guys. Mr. Campbell. How's everyone doing today? So we got some important stuff to look at. We have some pullbacks yesterday on the Nasdaq. We talked about it in the morning because that Nasdaq was starting to fall off pre-market, and we definitely got a nice little dip yesterday on the market. So we got that dip on the Nasdaq. We fell under some important support, and we need to look at some support down low that we need to hold. Video on your background before YouTube will help you get more subscribers and get any more context to your channel. So like you're saying like a waiting screen for the live streams? Good morning, guys. Good morning, Dan, JJ. All right, so I'll wait a few more minutes until we get a few more people in here. You guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll wait a few minutes till everyone gets in here. Yesterday for me, I had some nice trades. I was up I think it was about 700 yesterday. I've been having a really good week, man. I don't know, it's been a lot of momentum. And I actually was slightly down. I was slightly down in the morning. I was trading with the chat and really just wasn't finding much. And I was felt like I was starting to push, starting to force some trades. And I actually went down a few bucks. I think like 30, 40 bucks. Yeah, it's a lot of work, man. Sometimes I am exhausted, and when it comes to Friday, I am very happy for it to be Friday because I can disconnect from the chat, I can disconnect from the market, from YouTube, and just relax. Today I'm probably going to relax. I'll probably find a few trades in the morning, and that's going to be it for me. The channel introduction. Okay, yeah, maybe I should do that. Like on the top of my channel. I know what you're talking about. Thanks for the tip. Morning, guys. Tricky day. Look at Ford. GME to the downside. All right, let me write some of these down because we have a pretty packed schedule, but Ford, we're going to look at GME. Nvidia stock split, I haven't kept up with the news because I've just been trading it so much, and I haven't really kept up with the news. Is supply and demand the same as support? Is supply and demand the same as support and resistance? For me, I think it's the same. I've seen other people say that there's a technical difference to them, but I just look at it as if there's a big area like this. If there's a big area, let's just look. Here's an example. It doesn't really matter the term that you use as long as you can trade off of it. I think that's what's important, right? I could call this the buyer zone. Let me call this the buyer zone. And if I go ahead and say, this is the buyer zone instead of the demand zone or the support, as long as I can trade off of it, then, so be it. So be it what I call it. And this is the seller zone, right? And it's definitely holding. So don't worry about the psychology or the technical term of it. Just know how to trade it and know how to make money off of it. That's the most important. Have I ever considered trading futures? I have. I've been doing well with options, so why fix something that's not broke, right? What's that saying? So I really don't want to try to focus on all different things because that's a lot to focus on, right? That's a lot to focus on. Trading options, trading futures, making YouTube videos, making live streams, running a Discord, making a newsletter. So it's a lot. So I'm gonna try to keep it simple. Good morning, guys. All right, so one is a line, one is zone. Yeah. Sorry, let me turn that off. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this a little bit. Let's go into the schedule today. So at 8:30, that was the 4-hour, by the way, Diego. At 8:30, we should have the non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate. I believe that's coming out today. I saw that on the economic calendar. Super Econ, if you're in here from the chat, thank you so much for putting that in the calendar every single day. That really helps me out and makes me not have to look it up. So thank you. So we have those two very important news, those important numbers that are going to come out at 8:30. So in about 25 minutes. We'll go over the Tesla news that came out yesterday about the China sales, which sent this thing really far down. Oh yeah, if anyone's interested, I'll say it now before there's so many. But if you wanted to join the Discord, there's a link in the description right now for anyone that comes to the live streams, and that's going to be for 2 weeks. So if you've been joining the live streams and you want to join the chat, I put something in like I promised you guys. I put a discount code down below. It's for your first 3 months. It's basically like saying you can come try it for first 3 months. If you don't like it, it is what it is. If you don't like it, I think you will. So I put that in for you guys. Feel free to use it if you want. If not, it's okay. I don't mind. At least come here for the free live streams. I would love that. So anyways, Tesla news. We need to go over the Tesla news. The stock got killed yesterday, and we're going to see maybe where it can find some support. Meme stocks, we'll go over AMC, GME. Apple trend, there's a very strong Apple trend. We've gone over this, I think, before, but I want to show you guys this trend on Apple and why maybe it can hold if the Nasdaq can hold up. Twitter had a gigantic wall on the chart yesterday. We had that news that Twitter came out with a subscription service, and it hit up into this resistance. I thought it was going to break. I really did. I wanted to take a trade off of it. I thought it would break this resistance, and it did not. So very strong resistance on Twitter. So if you guys are trading Twitter, you need to be aware. If you need to be aware of this level, so listen in when we get to that. Finally, I want to show you Workhorse. It moved a lot yesterday, some resistance as well, and then we'll get into Ford, Ford and Nvidia. I have from you guys. I'll type in Neo too. I see that. All right. So once again, good morning, everyone. Yeah, Workhorse is right there. You see it on the thing? Look at it. See? Right there on the end, the last bullet point. So we're going to look at Workhorse. All right. So let's go ahead. Oh, he messaged it again, even though it's still on. Look at your screen. Sorry. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's go ahead and look at the Nasdaq so that we have some time to do some stocks that you guys want to look at later. So first off, daily chart, Nasdaq. We've been looking at this every day, and there's nothing wrong, at looking at this every day because it's very important to know what you are looking for. So we have the very heavy resistance above, right here around 13.7, 13.8. 13.7, 13.8 is going to be extremely tough. If we get a move through that level in the future, I think you set up a very nice rally because that is going to be big. That is very big. GME, AMC, king of channel. I'd avoid. Okay. Very nice push through this supply. If we can get that, I think you get a nice move. If not, let's see where we can find support, and I believe that is going to be around this 13.4 to 13.5. So you guys can see right here, you have these previous support levels, one here, and you have another one here. And if these previous support levels can hold, then I think the Nasdaq can hold here. So today, my main watch for the Nasdaq is to see, can it hold this level? We did hold it pretty nicely yesterday. We did hold above it, which I am happy about. We held this 13.5 area, which was sort of back around where these lows or these highs were. We talked about this in the live stream yesterday as well. So in this range, I'd like to see if I can actually highlight the outside of these boxes in a white. I don't know if I can do that. Can I add a border to these? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I can add a border. I'd love to add a border to those. But anyways, that was a nice little support area right here. You guys can see from back on the 20th, we did hold that today. So let's see, can we hold above that? Can that hold today? I think it looks like it's trying to. I think it may depend on what the numbers show us and how the market reacts to the non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate when it comes out today. So that's important. This is the last line of support, 13.4. If we break through 13.4, we're going to be coming down to this trend line. So those are your three levels, 1, 2, 3 on the downside. If we get a push higher, then you guys know what to look for. You know what to look for, and we're going to be looking for a resistance at these previous highs. And we talked about this yesterday. You can see yesterday we did start to move higher off of this support zone that we talked about just a minute ago. When we pushed higher yesterday, we found resistance at previous highs. This is not some magic that I make up. This stuff really holds true. So look at this. Look where this move stalled, right at this previous high. So just watch these previous highs today. If you are trading short term, you need to watch the Nasdaq at 13.6 today. Why is this not? There you go. So 13.6 is going to be a short term, not save as default, damn. I just saved that as default. Short term resistance level right here. So right there, you have a previous resistance from yesterday, previous resistance from the second, which is on Wednesday, and it looks like we might try to push up into it today. And when we go down to even shorter time frame, we will see that yesterday was right here. So this was yesterday's price action on the Nasdaq. We pushed up, really nice push, hard rejection, could not break through. So now we need to see, can we break through? If we cannot, you guys can already see this is a little bit of a break and retest of resistance. So you guys can see that right here. Support turns into resistance. You do not want to see this turn into resistance once again right here. If it does, then that is the start to a downtrend, right? So there it is. There's the Nasdaq, guys. We have some very clear support and resistance levels. To the downside, 13.4, 13.5. To the upside, you have this 13.6 level right here. And then the ultimate mega, whatever you want to call it, Godzilla support or Godzilla resistance up here around 13.7 and 13.8. So there is the Nasdaq. Very important day. But when we look at the short term, this is what I'm watching today. These are my short term levels here, right here. This level right here at 13.6 and support down here at 13.480. So there you go on the NQ. This is going to influence where the tech stocks go today. So make sure to keep that on your charts. Do you prefer to look at ES and NQ over SPY? I do, yes. I do. I think they never stop trading, right? Or they do for their future. So they never stop trading. So there's no gaps in the market. You can see a lot of levels. I like to look at the futures. Yeah. Thank you, Audrey. I think it's very crucial. And before I did these live streams, I got to be honest with you guys, I did not look at this stuff as in depth as I am now. So doing these live streams is helping me as a trader, and that's something that maybe you guys can start a YouTube channel, do this for your friends, do it for other people, because making YouTube videos has helped me personally with my trading. So it's pretty nice to be able to come here and do this, and why not do it for other people as well. What times do you charge supply and demand zones? Though there's going to be, you can always do, there's different levels of supply. There's daily supply, there's hourly, there's shorter terms. So like, for example, I'll give you a quick example on the Nasdaq. Oops. So like this level that we drew out here, right, is like a shorter term, maybe. Jesus, that doesn't look good. I don't want to save that as default. We got to save something else as default here. So here, there we go. So like this level here on the 15 minute, we can see that, right? right, really nice on the 15-minute. That's maybe what you call like a shorter-term demand or shorter-term resistance, supply, whatever you want to call it. On the daily chart, you can't see that, right? Look at the daily chart. So that line is now gone on the daily chart. It's just too small. So it's not a relevant supply zone on the daily chart. This is your daily supply right there. So there's going to be different levels at different time frames, and you just have to sort of work it that way. And obviously, the further the time frame you go out, the stronger that area will be. All right, Dow. Dow is a very interesting one. I like what the Dow's doing because instead of failing below a resistance level, it's actually holding a support level. So you guys can see we had resistance here, right? And we are now holding this level. Every time we dip down, we are finding support at that level. So very nice little hold here on the Dow. Very nice little hold here on the Dow. I do want to see this hold 34,500. That is a key level. 34,500. I want to see that hold. We might get dips below it intraday, but at the end of the day, at the close of the day, I want to see us close above that level. We have not closed. I don't think we have closed below that level in the last few days. So let's see if we can hold that level there, 34,500. To the upside, it's really just going to be about this chop and this all-time high, right? So like this high you have, these highs you have. So you have a good amount of chop up in this level. Let's say anywhere around here. You got that choppiness. So you're sort of in this channel. If you really look at this, you're sort of in a channel here on the Dow. And we need a break above this channel to get this move to the upside. 35,000 is the next all-time high. You do not want to see a break below this support right here. You guys can see this double bottom. You want to see us hold above that. So keep the Dow in your charts. If you're trading Dow stocks, you know, Home Depot, Lowe's, banks, Caterpillar, UNH, healthcare stocks. So keep some of those, keep the Dow up if you are trading those stocks. ES. Short-term traders use smaller time frames. Yes. If you are trying to catch like you're trying to trade on the 1 minute, then of course, yeah. But when you're trading on the 1 minute and you don't know what's going on the daily, it's a very big problem because, real quick, I'll get into this just 1 second. So on this daily chart, we had, or let's go ahead and look at this hourly. So on this hourly chart on Twitter from yesterday, we had some very, very clear resistance up here, right? You guys can see that. So right here, right, resistance. I'm actually going to turn on the after hours. So here's a little lesson. So resistance. This is a triple top. If you didn't look at this 30-minute, if you didn't look out at, say, a 30-day chart, a 30-minute chart, if you didn't zoom out and you were so focused on the 1 minute, and I deleted this, and you guys are trading this intraday, let's say on the 1 minute, and you're starting to take some day trades up here, let's say you're starting to try to day trade this thing up here, and you're like, why is this not going up? I don't understand. You're getting frustrated. I don't know why I can't get this move through 58.67. Why can't I get this high of day breakout? And it's because you are blind to the fact that there is a huge resistance level at that level just from a few days ago. So you have to make sure to be looking at multiple time frames so you guys know where these moves can stall. And that is a great example on Twitter. And now that I did that, I don't need to do it later. So that is Twitter resistance, and that's why you need to look at those time frames. So there's a little lesson for you. So SPY still trading below this very strong resistance level, right, on the SPY. All-time highs, 42.30. You have these resistance levels. I think that's all-time highs. Yeah, no, 42.38, all-time highs. So you have this very strong resistance here on the SPY, and as long as we can't get above it, I am going to be a little cautious of what goes on here because you have this triple top sort of little head and shoulders pattern. We need to try to push back into that. If we do not, then this looks very similar to the Nasdaq right here. You want to see us hold that support line, or the support zone right here. You have a top, you have a top, you have a top, you have a top over here. So you have a lot of resistance that's turned into support, and I want to see that hold once again. So that's it for the futures, guys. Very clear. You have support and resistances on all three. So resistance, support, 42.10, 41.80, right? Nasdaq, we have that 13.7, 13.8 to the upside, and then to the downside we have a heavy 13.4 and 13.430 as support down here. So we have some very important levels, and we'll have to see what happens today. I think we'll start to see a little bit of movement in about 9 minutes when the news articles come out. So let's go ahead and get into the next thing. Let's get into Tesla here. We're gonna look at. I saw someone talk about Starbucks. Yeah, we'll look at Starbucks. So Tesla, we sort of called this breakdown out, didn't we? I mean, if you guys stay here and listen to the stream, I think we sort of called this one out. We were talking about this trend, and we sort of called the breakdown here. So it looks like this breakdown, obviously the news yesterday did not help. This was a very nasty breakdown. But even before the news, we had some pretty red movement on Tesla after breaking this area. So let me take off the gray areas to make this a little bit cleaner. So what you guys will see, I'm actually going to turn off. Let me see real quick. Do I have to turn off the moving averages? I'll keep the moving averages for now. I was going to try to clean it up for you, but that's okay. So let's look at the 4 hour here. What happened? That's not the 4 hour, is it? Okay, yeah. All right, 4 hour chart. Here is the little uptrend that we were on right here. Uptrend from the lows on Tesla. We broke it, and now it's looking pretty ugly. At this point, you have these levels, which we are holding right now, and then you have this level. So you guys can see right here, we have previous support, and that is most likely going to try to turn into support once again here on Tesla. Now I really hate this color thing on Thinkorswim. This is really inconvenient, honestly. I have to change this every single time if I want to turn it to red or green. But so that right there, previous support, right here, support on the 4 hour. We are getting it perfectly once again. Sometimes it really shocks me how perfect these levels hold. So 570 is holding right now. If that does not hold, you are coming down to 550 most likely. 550 to 560, I really believe that you're going to come down to there. The reason I say that is because if you look at this chart on the daily, there really is not much support. If we break 570, there's not much there until around this 550s, 560 level. So we want to see that hold today. If we break this down to a shorter term time frame, we can see we are getting that hold in the pre-market right now. This is the level that we drew out, and we are starting to get that hold in the pre-market. We want to see that hold. If we do, maybe we have a little bit of upside to these levels, but it's going to be a tough ride higher on Tesla, guys. It's going to be very tough. There's going to be a lot of sellers at these levels from yesterday, right? So if I turn on the after hours, we'll sort of see per day what was going on here. Yesterday was not the prettiest. It was not the prettiest. Let's go to the 5 minute. Here's yesterday's price action. Moved up, news came out, and boom. Just total explosion to the downside. Congratulations to anyone that took put options. Those were probably pretty nice. Probably made a nice amount of money there. So huge move lower. Continued to grind lower into close. We did get a nice little pop here this morning off this support, I believe. Probably some buyers stepping in there. We'll just have to see. 570 today. Key level. If you are trading Tesla, you need to have 570 on your chart. So please put it on there. You guys can see we even held it to the cent here in the after hours yesterday. 570 breakdown. If you get that breakdown and you get a strong flush, watch out for the 550s and the high 550s. To the upside today, this is going to be tough for sure. This level will be very tough. 590. And then obviously this entire area is going to be very tough. And getting above 600 is almost like a pipe dream today. If we get above 600, that is something is very strong on Tesla today. If you guys see Tesla above 600 today, there's going to be a lot of momentum in the stock because one, that's a very strong resistance level. And two, to get through that after the news that came out yesterday, maybe there's some reason for a lot of momentum to flood into this stock today. I'd be shocked to see Tesla above 6 today, just because of that news yesterday. I guess we'll see how investors take it. But first level, 590. Second level, 600. To the downside, you have the 570 support that needs to hold. So that's Tesla. Let's look at real quick AMC and GME. So not to toot my own horn, but in the pre-market live stream yesterday, we talked about a hold of 44 all morning. And if we look at the day and we go to say the 5-minute here, we can see this 44 hold was beautiful and we got a nice move off of this. I actually made a really nice trade here on this little spike up right here. I was watching 44. I was calling it out in the chat. You guys know if you're part of the chat, I'm not just BSing. You guys remember me you guys remember me talking about that 44 level, even if you came here to the live stream. So 44, very strong. I'm not saying that it was a hard level to catch, but hopefully you guys were able to see that. So right here, nice previous high, turning into support, and we got that move higher. Today, nothing changes. 44 is still the level in my mind. So we can just drag this over. We don't even need to do anything new. So right here, we're just going to drag this 44 over, and you guys will see we did bounce off of it multiple times in the pre-market already. So 44 is the level. If we can bounce off 44 today, maybe you can get another move higher. If we break through it, I would run for the hills, honestly, unless you're diamond hands, and I applaud you for that. So either way, 44, I'd love to see it hold today on AMC. GME. GME's been funny, man. It hasn't really done what I think most people thought it would do. It seems like it's having a lot of trouble. So let me turn this off. So without a doubt, this area is very tough, right? Very, very tough. Previous highs back here in March, we rejected right off of it. What is this, on yesterday actually, rejected it yesterday. We have that 300 psychological resistance, and we also have this previous resistance here at 294. So be very careful trading this into this level. That is going to be very tough. To the downside as support, let's go ahead and break this down a little bit. So we do have these levels right around here, but we have that's pretty far down there. So 230 is a very strong one. All the way from back here, you can see previous support turns into resistance. I think you'll see some support come in down here at 230. I really hate how that's red now. I need to change that. So 230, actually let me go out a little bit more here. Okay, here we go, perfect. Let me turn this green because I hate that is red. It gives the wrong impression. Okay, there we go. So we have this 240 support that has held multiple times, 1, 2, 3, and in the past 4 and 5. So really strong level at 230. I want to see that hold for sure. 230, crucial hold. In the short term, it looks like we want to hold this level. So we have these previous highs that looks like they want to hold. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the pre-market today, 5. So, very strong level. I mean, I'm not making this stuff up. You can probably call this 250. You could probably call this just around 250. Let's just call it 250. Keep 250s, 248s on your chart here. Make it a zone. Make it a zone so you guys know that this is the key level here. 248 to 250. If I have to do this one more time, I need to figure out a different solution here. I'm just going to set that as default. So there is 250 support. Need to see that hold. If not, 230 is crucial. If we get this 250 bounce, maybe we can move back into this 290. So let's go ahead and see what happens there on GameStop. All right, guys. So we're gonna go over Apple, Twitter, Workhorse, and then we'll go over Ford, Nvidia, Neo, AMD, and Starbucks. I've seen that. You guys had that. I'll add work as well to the list. All right, so let's go into Apple. And if you guys are hanging out, enjoying it, please go ahead and press that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. We have about 250. If you guys think other people may benefit from these live streams, feel free to share them. Feel free to let your friends know, maybe your work friends know. If you listen to this on your way to work or at work, if you're sitting at your desk, I was there. Used to listen to stuff when I first stepped into the headquarters. So if you're there, feel free to share it. I appreciate it. Oh, good reminder. What's the Nasdaq doing? Gonna have to pause. All right, look at that. We're gonna move right into that resistance there. Okay. Okay, see, this is why the market's moving up, guys. This is why the market's moving up. we got less jobs. We added less jobs, and that makes the market go up. Because why? Because that means that maybe there's less jobs in the economy, which can be an indicator of maybe not as bad inflation as we think, and two, maybe the Fed will reconsider of their tapering of bonds, and maybe they just think the economy's not back yet. So it's all backwards right now. If it's bad, it's good for the market, because if everything's good, that means Fed's going to stop tapering bonds. That means inflation's going to be coming, and then the stock market's going to go down, even though you're having a good economy, right? So it's interesting. So yeah, market's moving up. Market is moving up. I'll actually put this in the chat. Future's looking great. Balance your trading work life. I traded a lot of swing trades, almost all swing trades. I couldn't day trade at my desk, so. All right, so you have the jobs there, non-farm payrolls. That's getting the market going, so that is good to see. It looks like we're really pushing here. We're really pushing here in the morning. Let's go ahead and get back into the charts here and review, because this can change some stuff for us. So we need to look at this. Let me get this closed up. All right, so you guys can see this. We are now live, and we are live resisting at this level. So this level right here is going to be crucial. You guys can see we are trading in it right now. Are we going to break through? You guys let me know what you think. It looks like we're getting some nice push here. This isn't giving up. This is not giving up its move just yet. So if we can push through here, this is going to be pretty rock solid today, guys. And I feel bad for everyone that's extremely bullish on this day. It looks like staying neutral is always the key, and it looks like right now we're getting that push through. So let's see what happens. What happened at 7:10 a.m. So let's go ahead and see what happens, guys. But right now, a very nice push higher. We got 559 jobs versus 670,000 estimated. Less jobs means good for the market at this point. Coupon's not working. You sure you put it in? I'll go ahead and if you want, I can help you out. Just DM me on the Discord chat. I'll give you I'll refund that for you if it actually didn't work. I'll look at it on my back end. If you're joining the Discord with that thing, please make sure to put it in. So let's go ahead and see what happens, guys. Will we push through here? We're finding resistance right now, and that is going to be important. So we're at that level also on the SPY. So we're right in this level again for the SPY, and on the Dow, we are pushing through right now on the Dow. So some really nice pushes here in the morning, guys. Let's go ahead and see if this can continue into market open. Let's get back into our Apple. Less jobs is good because it means that we're further away from the economy being roaring hot. And that means we're further away from roaring hot inflation. Oh yeah, maybe it has to be in all caps. Maybe I should change that. Well, I mean, I have it in all caps in the description. So yeah, please follow what the description says. Put it in all caps. So less jobs, further away from the roaring economy that we may have, further away from inflation, further away from Feds tapering bonds, further away from Feds increasing interest rates. And all of that combined into one thing makes the market happy, because if we increase rates, if we have inflation, that is a no-no for tech stocks. So let's see. That's the instant reaction. I could be totally wrong if this thing starts to sell off. As you guys can see here, we're starting to get a pretty big rejection on this level. So let's see what happens, guys. This could turn around. I think we still have... Do we still have unemployment rates that are coming out? Look, we're already turning this thing around. Look at this resistance, guys. Nasty. That resistance just does not want to break. Yes, it's just the word live. It's down in the description. You'll see it. It just says live. L-I-V-E, all caps. So Apple, let's get into this. Nasdaq's looking a little scary right now. But Apple has this long-term trend. You guys can see this right here. Yeah, it was the pop and drop. But long-term trend on Apple, we are finding we need to find support here right now. If we don't get this support here and bounce, it looks like Apple may try to head down to these 120s, and that's pretty tough for Apple. 120s is a tough level for Apple. So let's see, does this trend hold on Apple? If it does not, I'm looking at these 120s down here. If tech is really weak today, I think Apple will likely break through this trend. Unemployment rate fell to 5.8% from 6.1, which was better than the estimate of 5.9. What's Nasdaq doing? All right, guys, we're getting some craziness here. It's going to be an interesting day. So please be safe today. Whatever happens, make sure to be safe, especially with those 0 DTE contracts. If you're trading 0 DTE contracts today, you better either size down or hold on for dear life, because it's going to be crazy. So be safe. All right, so we went over Twitter. We went over that resistance. We got that, so we can check that off. Just continue to watch this resistance. Watch this resistance up here on Twitter, right? 1, 2, 3. We need to break through that. That's Twitter. What did I have next? Workhorse. Workhorse. Yeah, NQ did fail, right? So here's another example of a heavy resistance, right? So here's a little spike on Workhorse over yesterday or Wednesday and Thursday. So you had this big move into 18, right? Well, if we go back to the 4-hour and we look at why did we fail 18? Like why couldn't we continue higher? And if you just look at these longer term time frames, this is sort of like an example on Twitter. Same example. Look at this resistance here at 18. So if you weren't paying attention to the 4-hour or the daily chart while you were trading your day trades on the 1 minute or the 5 minute, if you weren't paying attention, you'd be like, oh, why are we not getting through this level? Why is it so strong? Why can't I get that trade through there? And you just have to look out here on the 4-hour, and you can see, look at this heavy resistance here on Workhorse on the 4-hour. So very strong resistance here, and it turned right into resistance yesterday as well. So Workhorse, if you can't get through 18, this thing's going to sell back down. So 18 is the key level. I would not be touching Workhorse. Unless you're a long-term investor, I probably wouldn't be touching Workhorse until we get through that 18 level. All right, so that's all that I have. Let's go ahead and get into some that you have. If you guys start heading out, I'd appreciate if you could press that like button for me. I would really appreciate that. Those likes really help. Helps me continue to grow the channel. Helps me continue to get more people on the live stream. So thank you so much for stopping by again. And if you could, press that like button for me. It's free, and that's really all that I want. That's all I need for gratification. So, Ford has been hot. I have to give it to you. Ford has been very, very hot. And that I do like the truck that they came out with. I think that has a lot to do with it. I think a lot of people are very positive about the electric truck, the electric F-150 or whatever they call it, the Lightning. Now it's popping again. I'm not going to keep going back and forth, but I am interested to see what it looks like. It's just up and down now. It's all over the place. So I think people are really positive about the F-150, the Lightning that came out, and I think that's what's driven this higher. A lot of volume has came in, and we are pushing higher very nicely. Is this all? This isn't all-time highs, is it? I only have. Let me try to get more time on my charts here. Max available. No. Okay. Here we go. So back in. You got a price upgrade? Yeah. Okay. Good. Is it on the news? Okay. Yeah. Nice. Price upgrade to 18 from 16 to JP Morgan. Good call. Good call. Is that Tshumbi? Is that pronounced right? Yeah, Tshumbi, right? Good call out. So we got a price target increase today from JP. So here's Ford. This is the 20-year long-term chart. These levels right here are going to be very tough. So if you guys are trading Ford, this is going to be like a yearly resistance level here at 18. You have resistance back in 2015 and 2016. Actually, no, this is 2013 and 2014. So big resistance there. Also back here in 2011. So watch that level. If we break through that level, there isn't much on this chart up here, right? I mean, this is a big breakout, but there's not much up here. So watch 18 on Ford. Watch 18 on Ford. I think that's all you can do at this point. It's been a really parabolic move, so remember that. This is pretty straight up. So, of course, there's going to be sometimes some pullbacks, but 18 looks like the key level here on Ford. All right, Nvidia. Nvidia has been an absolute monster. It's been a blessing because I've been able to make some good money off of it this week. It's doing a beautiful, beautiful break and retest pattern all week. It's just been nuts. I don't know updates on the stock split news. I probably should look that up. Relatively quiet following earlier annual meeting in which stock split was voted on. Still waiting on confirmation of results from shareholder vote. Okay, so we don't have the confirmation of the vote just yet on the shareholders. Yeah, I'll look at BB. So Nvidia, resistance, breakthrough, holding, breakthrough, support, previous resistance, turning into support here in the pre-market. We're moving higher. For short term, for Nvidia to stay bullish in the very short term, we need to hold 578 and this 576 range right here. Previous highs need to hold their support. If they do, I think Nvidia can go again, and I think Nvidia wants that 700 level. I really think it wants it. I think it's a psychological magnet at this point. So let's see, can we get the 700 on Nvidia? Let's go ahead and see. Important hold is 576 and 578. That's what I'm looking at. Nvidia, we got Neo. Neo, real quick one. I don't have much for you on Neo. The only thing you need to watch is this resistance. Besides that, there's really nothing to watch. If you're in a position, watch this resistance, 42.35. It is rock solid. It has failed here multiple times in the past. It failed there yesterday. It failed there on Wednesday. And if it moves up into that today, it could definitely fail again. So watch this 42.35 on Neo. That's all you really need to know. AMD. AMD, I don't like trading AMD at all. I think it's a choppy stock. It's a really choppy stock, and I really don't like to trade it. But you have this 100-day moving average, which has held as resistance multiple times. It held here, and it's been holding right here once again. So if you can't get above this 100-day moving average on AMD, this thing is going to likely sell right back off into 75. So if you're bullish on AMD, you need to see a break above this 100-day. If you don't get that, there's going to be a lot of resistance to the downside here. You can see this previous fail. You can see the fail that came in this week. So unless we get a nice little pullback or a little flag breakout here into the highs, into a 100-day moving average, I don't think we have much hope here. And maybe it just chops around like it did for almost a month straight right here. And right here you have a lot of resistance as well. So I'm not very positive on AMD. I'm not a big bull of AMD. Just the way it trades. Long term, great. You can hold the shares, but the way it trades is just, it's everywhere. It's no real trends. I don't like it. Just personal opinion. Starbucks. At a minimum, can you pin drawing tool button to the top of the chart above the info line for a single click to change drawing? I don't know. Okay, anyways. Starbucks. So nice little Starbucks. Nice little Starbucks here. If we hold this trend, which we're trying to right now, I still have to be bullish on it. But you can see we are starting to get a little bit of a breakdown here. So we have a bounce here. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with being an AMD bag holder for long term. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Just the intraday trading is what I'm talking about. Shack. Yeah, I'll look at that after. We got a few minutes left. So bounce. You need to hold this trend line. Right now, you're not getting it. And we need to see, can it get back above this trend line? So here it is. Here's the trend line on the short-term time frame. Right here. You need to see this hold today. If it doesn't, watch these lows around 109 to 109.50. All right, let's go over Work, BB, Airbnb, and Shack, and that's it. We'll go over real quick. This is gonna be a speed round. Work, highs. That's all you need to know. If you can't get above these highs, this thing's trading right back down to here. You need to get over these 44.57 highs. It's been trading sideways for 6 months, guys. If a stock has been trading sideways for 6 months, you need to be very careful. You guys are throwing in stocks at the last second. You got to come here earlier if you want to look at stocks with me. BB. BB. So you have this very interesting like pennant formation here. Something like that, right? You have that pennant formation. Sometimes that causes a breakout. So if you are bullish on BB, all that you need to see here is a break above this downtrend. If you get a break above this downtrend and there's some momentum around meme stocks, then I think you can get a big move here. So look at this. Nice little pennant, nice little little wedge pattern here. If it can break through right here, that's your move. So that's BB. Airbnb. Still nice bounce off of this 133. Very nice bounce. Can continue, but like I said multiple times, this can take a long time. This is not something you want to be day trading or have short expiration. This is something you need leaps on because this could take time to get back to this 170. So that's my feel on Airbnb. Come back earlier next time and I can give you some more in-depth information on it. I think that is it. I think last one was Shack, S-H-A-K. S-H-A-K, you have that gap down, right? Gap down right here. This is the top of that gap. If we can break the top of this gap here at 95, then maybe you get your move back to 100. So you need to get the break of this previous resistance right here on 95, 96. If you can get that break, then you can move into that 100. So that's my feel on Shack. And of course, come back earlier next time and I'll try to get it in a little bit more in depth. With that said, it's 8:49. I need to get out of here and start the day. So thank you guys once again for coming by. Stay safe today. 0 DTE. If you guys are wanting to trade 0 DTE option contracts, please scale down. And please do not lose all your money on it because it can go away in a second. So please be careful. It's very, very volatile. Scariest contracts to trade. Most dangerous contracts to trade. So either move out a week or scale down. With that said, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Join the Discord if you want. First link down in the description below. There's a coupon code there for you as well for the people that join in the live stream. So feel free to use that. I hope to see you in there. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and have a great weekend. Thanks again for stopping by. And before you leave, press that like button.